Welcome to BeFM Drama. I'm your host, Ryan Estrada. This season we're presenting Goblin Stories, a collection of brand new radio plays inspired by the 22 forgotten books of winter stories by Charles Dickens. And boy, that last episode was a heavy one, huh? A sobering look at the horrors of our modern age, from a 200-year-old point of view that shows that society hasn't learned any lessons? Well, luckily, the next story in our series, which was published in the very same collection, is not sobering and serious. It's pretty silly. This week we're adapting Dickens's The Schoolboy story. Since Dickens was writing from a kid's point of view, he wrote in the way a troublemaking teenager would. There's an abundance of cheese puns, an obsession with bad cafeteria food, and petty playground politics. The tone of this one is going to be a little different, so for this next Goblin story, we'll let another character take the wheel. Please enjoy Fern's story.
I'm a paramedic. In my line of work, you learn that eventually, the end comes for us all. I remember one time when I was walking down...
No.
What?
Not this again.
What?
You're doing it again.
What am I doing?
You're getting that glazed look in your eye and staring off into the middle distance as you narrate a story about your time as a paramedic in a serious, gruff film noir voice. Doing like little monologues about how everybody dies and capitalism causes strife or whatever. I mean, who are you even talking to?
I'm just talking.
You're talking too much. You don't think I have stories? I got stories to tell. You should pipe up. You should put a plug in it. Let me tell a story once in a while.
I knew he wasn't going to stop asking, so I decided to let him tell his story.
No. You don't get to narrate me telling my story. It's my time now. It's my narration. You're not part of it.
My apologies. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, well, let me think. I mean, like, okay, there was one time this guy was freaking out at the top of a bell tower, so I told him he was dead.
I already told this one.
Well, sometimes two versions of the same story can tell a very different tale. Like, there was this one time a man got stabbed with a fire poker for punching a man in a Santa Claus beard.
Told that one too.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. How about the time I had to pump an old man's stomach because of counter juice, and he was drinking juice off a counter, and he had him seeing some ghost. Don't tell me you already told that one about the counter juice.
Yeah, I told the one about the counter juice.
Oh, come on, man. You're not leaving me much to work with here. I was all in it for you there for your stories, but these are my stories. You're stealing my stories.
Last time, I told a story from before I met you.
Oh, so that's allowed? Huh. Well, I mean, I've got stories before I knew you, you know. I mean, I got a life outside of you.
Well, by all means, tell one.
All right, okay. Yeah, okay, well, okay, there was a long time ago, you know, before I became a paramedic, and I was... Wait, that's not right. Let me try again. It was a long time ago. Before I became a paramedic, I was working as a chief medical officer at an educational institution.
You were a school nurse.
Do I interrupt your stories?
Constantly.
I was working as a chief medical officer at an educational institution, a boarding school for underprivileged teens upstate. The pay wasn't great, the principal was a jerk, and the food was terrible. I mean, but it was mostly easy work, you know, bumping heads, skin needs, checking for lice, that sort of thing. That is until I got called to check out a body in a lake.
Since when is the school nurse on body duty?
Well, normally it's the police who would be called in, but this kid from the society burst into the chief medical officer's office in a panic, and he says,
"Oh man, Mr. Weber, come quick, it's old Cheeseman."
Hang on, back up. I don't know who any of these people are.
There was this group of sophomores and juniors who called themselves the Society. Just a group of troublemaking punks, you know. They were always skipping class, underage drinking, smoking, picking on the other kids, that kind of thing. Putting signs on their teachers' backs and stuff. Well, they rebelled, but who could blame them? The principal at the school was this self-righteous jerk, and there was nothing to do for fun. The food was terrible. As I said, the beef was shameful. It was rubbery. It wasn't beef. I mean, beef regularly doesn't have veins. And you can chew regular beef. Besides, there was no gravy to this beef. Regular beef has a gravy, you know? This one has no sauce.
Enough about the beef. There was a body and a cheese man.
Well, he wasn't a cheese man. He was Old Cheeseman. And that's what everybody called him, you know. I can't remember what his real name was because those aren't the names that stick. It could have been like Bob Chesman or Bill Chaseman. No one remembers. Everybody just called him Old Cheeseman or the Mozza Fella or Fun Dude or, oh yeah, Old Gouda Two Shoes, the Cheddar Go-Getter or the Munster Mash or Blue Traveler.
This...
Bring you back.
Okay.
You remember that? You remember that bit?
This is why I tell the stories.
Well, you know, that's what they called him. It's relevant to the story. So anyway, this kid, he bursts in and he yells,
"Oh man, Mr. Weber, come quick, it's Old Cheeseman."
And who's Mr. Weber?
"I'm Mr. Weber. We've been working together for how many years? You don't even know my name?"
Go on.
Okay, so the kid told me to follow him, and we ran out of the building.
"Come on, man, we gotta go to the lake. I think we found Old Cheeseman in there."
What do you mean, think?
"He's way out there, but I think we can see his mop of hair floating in the water."
What makes you think it was Old Cheeseman?
When we got up this morning, he was gone. His bed was made, his clothes were packed, and he's nowhere to be seen. We got suspicious, so we went out looking for him, and then we saw it. Oh, you gotta save him, Doc.
You stay here. I'll go get a boat.
Oh, man, don't let Old Cheeseman die, Mr. Weber. Give him CPR, mouth to mouth or something.
I knew that if it was really his head bobbing in the water, CPR wasn't going to do much. But I took an old rowboat out into the middle of the lake, and I found the body that the boys had seen. It was not Old Cheeseman. I scooped it up into the boat, and I rowed back to the dock.
Oh, man, is he all right?
I found the body. You boys have a lot of explaining to do.
Oh, man, we didn't mean it, Doc. We were just messing around with him. We weren't really going to hurt him. We didn't think he'd go out and drown himself. Please, Mr. Weber, you got to help us. We don't want to end up in the electric chair. We're not murderers.
Now you boys really have a lot of explaining to do, because the body you saw was a dead possum.
Darn that Old Cheeseman. Now I really am going to kill him.
So why was everybody so against this Cheeseman kid?
All right, for the longest time, he didn't have any enemies. But he didn't really have any friends either. He was always an odd one out, like a quiet kid, always kept to himself. I mean, he was milder than the school's tea. And believe me, the school's tea was super mild. I mean, he had no friends, he had no family. And when the other kids went home for the winter or summer break, you know, he just stayed at school. He never did anything fun.
Couldn't the faculty do anything?
Oh, yeah, we tried once. You know, we felt bad for him because he had nothing to play with and no one to keep company in Christmas time. Okay, so on Christmas, we took up a collection and we bought him 2 white mice, a rabbit, a pigeon, and a puppy. The kid cried with joy. And then he cried in sadness when they all ate each other. But, you know, anyway, he never had much luck with friends. But apparently that year, you know, he made like a number of actual enemies.
Darn that Old Cheeseman. Now I really am going to kill him.
Now you boys better start talking right now. And I want the whole truth. Or I'm going to go get the principal and tell him what you've already confessed. But if you tell me what happened and help me find Cheeseman, safe and sound, I'll never breathe a word of it.
We didn't do anything. Cheeseman is a traitor, a spy, a deserter.
I've got a filing cabinet full of sick notes that I was very discreet about when I wrote them, but I could change them back to underage drinking hangover and hand them to the principal anytime I want.
You wouldn't dare, you cop.
I'm no cop. I'm something far more dangerous. I'm a chief medical officer.
All right, look, we always had our doubts about Cheeseman. The way he was always looking at us, watching us, hiding in the bushes and staring at us. But he was one of us.
One of you? Didn't you call him the cheesy traitor?
Well, yeah, but...
Benedict Arnold?
Well, but that was because he...
Cheshire Rat?
But he was...
Provolone girl?
Listen, Weber, we picked on him a bit, sure, but we ignored him for the most part. Until our last break when we get back, we sit down to class, And the teacher walks up and he says he has a new teaching assistant. Old Cheeseman. What, last semester he's one of us, now he's a teacher? He's a deserter. He's a betrayer. He's been a spy this whole time. You can't trust anyone in the faculty.
Hey, I'm in the faculty.
You're a school nurse, Fever. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, now we gotta worry about what Cheeseman's telling the principal about us. He's been spying on us all this time, and now he's working for the other side. And he's got a vendetta against us because all his names we were calling him. So he started following us around, asking all these questions. We tried to sneak out at night to get some real food. He'd start peppering us with questions. Where are you guys going? What are you eating? How long are you gonna be gone? So we decided he had to go. Got a bunch of kids together, agreed to go rough him up. So we went to his bedroom in the morning, opened the door, and he's gone. We thought maybe Herbie wanted to kill him and was off dead somewhere, but I guess he's just hiding somewhere, avoiding the beating he deserves.
I'm gonna go find Cheeseman and I'm gonna get him back safe and sound. Then we're all gonna have a long talk about this.
How you gonna find him?
I'm a chief medical officer. I'm going to use all of the forensic sciences I know to solve this mystery, using advanced medical techniques to find even the most microscopic of clues. Hair fibers, fingerprints, biodata.
Biodata?
I mean, there's a number of possible techniques.
And which one did you use?
Oh, well, none of them. On the way to get my kit, I ran into the principal.
What's up, Doc?
Oh, hello, sir.
Well, did you hear what happened to old Cheeseface?
What? Is he hurt?
No, nothing as dour as all that.
Oh, good.
His grandpa died.
What?
Oh, it's okay. His grandpa was a jerk.
What are you talking about?
Oh, no. Let me back up. It's actually really good news.
Okay.
So Cheesestick was born out of wedlock. His grandpa was like this crazy rich guy worth hundreds of millions, mansions, yachts, all that kind of thing.
Understood.
So one day he found out that his teen daughter was knocked out, man. He totally flipped his wig. He kicked her out, cut her off, and said he never wanted to see her again.
This is good news?
Well, after Cheesesteak was born, his mom and dad got married.
Okay, that's good.
Then they died in a horrible, tragic car wreck or something.
And you lost me again.
So the city contacts him and tells him, hey, we got your grandson Cheese Whiz over here. And Grandpa says, no way, no how. I don't want anything to do with this illegitimate thing, right? He's no grandson of mine, and I don't want to hear about him, let alone raise him.
Oh, man.
He sends him off to grow up in an orphanage. After that, he's sent off to boarding school here. Cheesecake never even knew that the guy existed.
Okay, so how does that...
Yeah, anyway, yesterday, the school got a phone call that old Gramps died.
That's terrible.
Oh, it happened a while ago. It just took a few weeks for anyone to find out about it because he lived alone in a giant mansion with no one who loved him.
Why is this good news?
Well, the old man left no will. He had no family. His daughter's dead, which means everything he has now belongs to his next of kin.
Old Cheeseman?
Drumroll, Cheeseman.
So Old Cheeseman is...
Old Cheeseman is now the big cheese. He's a multi-millionaire, yo. He got picked up and carted off in his own limo to his own mansion.
Wow. So that's why he wasn't in his room.
I bet we could get him to donate some of that money to the school.
Yeah, and then maybe we could afford some decent food around here. No more serving boiled mutton for a week and then springing unseasoned rice pudding on us on Sunday like it's supposed to be some kind of a treat.
Then I could afford to get a raise, yo.
Didn't you get a raise last month?
Not the size of the raise we're gonna get if I get that money.
Wow. So it all worked out.
Well, I rushed to tell the boys, but they weren't all that thrilled. Boys! Hey, Cheeseman's okay. He's coming back to school today to say his goodbyes.
We already know about that, Weber. Kid's rich. Catch up already. Hope the nurse's office is ready for war.
What?
Get the stretchers, stock up on bandages. It all goes down this afternoon.
What's going down?
Come on. Cheeseman's had it out for us for years. He strikes it rich. Why do you think he's coming back? If I found a way out of here, I'd be gone in a second and never look back. No, Cheeseman's coming back for revenge. Bet he's gonna roll up in a limo full of undercover MMA fighters and sick 'em on us as soon as he steps out of the car. He's rich now. He can do whatever he wants and just bribe his way out of the consequences. But we're ready for him. Every kid has a desk full of rocks. We're gonna take Cheeseman down before he can lay a finger on us.
What happened?
Well, in the middle of the class, the teacher stopped. Cheeseman walked into his old homeroom wearing a fancy suit and tie. and all the kids slowly reached their hands into their desk and readied their rocks. And then Cheeseman spoke.
Hey, my friends. I hope you don't mind my interruption. I just want to say goodbye. I know we haven't spoken much, and I suppose a lot of that was my fault. I was just always so shy. I would watch you from afar, hoping we could be good friends, but I knew I was never cool enough to join you. You guys all had these amazing lives with lots of friends and places to go and families to visit. I was just a poor, penniless boy with nothing to offer. I dreamed of one day having a little money so I could be one of you. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I even got a part-time job as a teaching assistant, hoping that I could make a couple extra bucks and go with you guys on one of your late-night food runs. I guess I got enough money now, but now I gotta go. We never did get to hang out together, but I always appreciated that you treated me like an equal. Oh, Cheeseman. You really think about us like that?
Hey, it's Mr. Cheeseman now.
It's actually neither. But I always did like that nickname. So please, I don't want you to call me anything else. I saw the way you guys had nicknames for one another, and I was always glad that you noticed me enough to give me one of my own. Or several. Cheeseman. We'll miss you, Cheeseman. You haven't seen the last of me. I'm starting a fund for the students of the school. I'm going to have the best, freshest food delivered to the cafeteria every day. And I'm organizing monthly trips to the theater for each and every student.
We don't deserve it, Cheeseman.
I just want you all to be as happy as I am right now.
Cheeseman, 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 Cheeseman. Yeah, Cheeseman.
Guys, I think Cheeseman's pretty cool, actually.
And Cheeseman was true to his word. I heard he's still doing the same for kids that go there today. Kids he's never even met. Remember the punk kid? He learned his lesson. He shaped up, and eventually he became the new principal of the school. Of course, I moved on and became a paramedic.
I guess, in the end, everyone learned that you can't project your feelings of
No.
What?
No, see, just no. It's my story. You don't get to monologue, especially out the end, and tell the moral that we all learned. You weren't there. It's my story. It's my moral. It's my time.
So what did we learn then?
Oh, well, at least we learned that you need to start giving me a little more credit around here. I have things to offer. I had an interesting life. I have a very rich history.
I appreciate you, Fern.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And maybe I can tell a story next week too.
No.
Thank you for listening to BeFM Drama. This was Fern's story, based on The Schoolboy's Story by Charles Dickens. This radio play was written by me, Ryan Estrada. It starred Kelly Brassbridge as Fern, Sam Hazelton as Goblin, Gus Swanda as the principal, and me as Punk Kid and Old Cheeseman. Goblin's theme is by Unheard Music Concepts. Hidden Agenda, Spyglass, Covert Affair, Loopster, Fast Talkin', and Clear Waters are by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech and released under a Creative Commons Attribution License. Tune in to the next episode of BeFM Drama when we'll spend a couple of episodes adapting The Seven Poor Travelers. You can also listen to episodes on YouTube. Search BeFM Drama or Busan영어방송. Thank you for listening to BeFM Drama. See you next time.